Hello, guys. So I hope you had a very significant and powerful holiday of Shavuot. And we are moving on with the week of Beha'alotcha, as you are going to be elevated. Beha'alotcha, as you are going to be elevated. It's the same chapter in the Zohar, and this is what the Zohar and the Kabbalist, and of course, I'm reminding you that if you want to listen and to understand the deeper concept behind what I'm sharing with you, the essence of this energy week, and you want to understand from where it comes and where it's written and who said so and why, you're always welcome to enter Kabbalah.com, so One House Community, and you're going to find all the lectures by the greatest teachers, of course, Rav Berg, Karen Berg, Michael Berg, Monica, and Eitan Yardeni, Eliyahu Yardeni, and all the other teachers. And so, what is waiting for us? What is the energy available for us? The frequency that we are tapping into this week. First of all, to accept, to surrender to the intensity. That's the first thing. We see that we are living in times that are very intense. In general, you open the news and in like 5 minutes you have 10,000 news, and it's never enough, and it's always new, and there's no one time that is the same like the other one. And the information are changing very, very fast, and also in our life, everything is going tremendously, crazily fast. But behind any intensity, we have a great opportunity. And we learned that from the old story of the Israelites back then, when they had the moment, the possibility, with the leadership of Moses, to enter the land of Israel and to open that gate of endless light, immortality, redemption, and all the rest. In one moment, it was possible. But then the Israelites said, it's too much for me. It's too much for me. How many times do you find yourself saying, it's too much for me? And that's one of the secrets of this week. To surrender to intensity is to breathe in and to ask for the strength, really to move on with the rhythm that the light is sending us. Because behind this crazy, intense rhythm, there is a great elevation. Beha'alotcha means to be elevated. Yes, there's great elevation that is waiting for us. A jump into another dimension, my personal dimension, my personal way to live my life with new eyes, with new conception, with new consciousness to what is happening to my life. But to be able to see it and to tap into it and to jump to it, I need to be ready I need to be ready and to accept the intensity. So that's first of all, pay attention this week when you're scanning Zohar, when you are, doing your meditation, Ana Bekoach, or any other work that you are facing, spiritual tools that you are using. Pay attention. It's intense, but I'm breathing in, asking the help to manage that. Not even managing, but I accept it because I know there's something bigger waiting for me. So that's the first thing. The second concept that I want to share with you is about a paragraph inside of this chapter. In the scroll, everything has to be written in very precise, very clear and aligned, and very, very aesthetic. Every letter needs to be in the same dimension like the other one. But sometimes there are bigger letters or smaller letters, but they have an intention. There is a reason why they are there. But then in this chapter, in the scroll, we have the letter Nun that is upside down, completely out of line. And that's weird. But the Kabbalists are sharing with us that there is a specific meaning to that. It's intentionally put there. And also the sentences that are in the middle are supposed to give us a specific energy. Basically, the sentences are telling us about the traveling of the tabernacle of the ark. Yes, every time they would move, every time they would stop. And it comes, of course, to awaken and tell us something for ourselves. And the thing is that in all our journeys of this physical and interesting life, we know through the teaching of Kabbalah that there are two dimensions. We have the dimension of the soul and the dimension of the limited, fragmented world in which we are experiencing every day through our five senses, through our logic, through what we call reality that we are facing. But thanks to the Kabbalist and the book of the Zohar, we understand that there is much more than that. And there is a higher and a deeper connection for everything that we experience. And life doesn't stop with only what I see. And that is the work that we're supposed to do in our everyday life. Normally, with the intensity of life, we have the tendency to be captured and absorbed by this limited, I want to say, I dropped the word in English, sorry, the lies that this reality is telling us. Yes? And it's enough for us, not only the lies that reality is telling us, because let's say reality doesn't tell us the whole truth, because we are capable to see just 1% of all that reality. So basically, we are basing our perception of who we are, our decisions, the big decisions of our life, and choices on just 1% of what we see. And not only that, it's enough for us, just this little part, to dive it into an ocean of tons and tons of stories that we are telling ourselves. It's enough that I called someone and that someone didn't pick up for me to tell myself a whole story that I'm not loved and I'm not seen, and that person doesn't want to be with in connection with me, and maybe I am even evil, and maybe I'm not meritable, and we go so far with our stories with just a little thing that we experience. Like that happens with a little thing. So what happens with the big things of life, right? We are completely captured into those lies that not only like the situation of life, as I said, they just don't tell us the whole truth. But when the way that we translate them causes us to tell ourselves tons and tons and tons of lies. So the first thing I want you to do is to realize, 1 second, all the things that you wish to do, that you wanted to do, that you wanted to reach, and maybe you wanted in the past and you didn't manage. And until today, you still have it in the stomach, like if I could have done this, and if I could have done this, and why this door was closed to me, and why this person is not nice to me, and why my marriage failed, or I cannot hold a job, or whatever is happening that you're not content today, or you haven't been content for a while, that you're still keeping with yourself? First of all, and of course you can pause this video and write to yourself all those things. 1, 2 to 10 to 20, whatever you want. Just write them down. Welcome back. If you pause this video, or for those of you that are curious, you continue to watch. Okay, no, I'm joking. So the second question for that is what the reality told you about that thing that didn't function. You wanted to have a certain job, and that certain job didn't happen in the past, or maybe you're still waiting for answers, or they answer, or 10 of them answered you a no, okay, or there is a relationship that is getting closer, but every time it's about to be manifested, something happen. Okay, so first of all, what reality is telling you? How do you understand this reality? Okay, that block that you experience, what do you say to yourself? Why it didn't happen? Why it didn't happen? One side of it, why it didn't happen because of 1% situation. Okay, whatever it is, the person didn't call me back. They say they don't want, that person dumped me, like on the phone, whatever happened. Okay, I hope it didn't, but whatever happened, write it down. And the second part of it is how I translate it. Okay, what is my translate to this situation, to that reality, so-called reality that is presented in front of me? You can pause again, but then the third question, if you come to this moment, the third question, look at your list, look at the way you translate. And from that point, start to write, what are the reasons that you're telling yourself that this situation didn't happen, or that there is, a blockage in your life that still doesn't work? Why? What you are telling yourself? What lies are you telling yourself about yourself, that because of that, things doesn't work as you want, or you're not blessed enough, or it happens to other people, but maybe you are not enough spiritual, or whatever it is that you're telling yourself? What lies are you telling yourself about the fact that things didn't happen the way you wanted, or generally didn't happen to you in a good way? All right, those lies are exactly those things that we want to purify ourselves from in this week. Those ideas and fears and doubts and limited perception of ourselves, limited perception of our process, is a work that we are put here in this lifetime to push away. Doesn't mean to close in a box inside of us, but it means really to let it go and to form a new one. But first of all, we need to let it go completely. The old perception that I can't and I'm too busy to do it, and it has to go with hard work. It's beliefs that we keep with ourselves for years, for a lifetime. But in this portion and this week, we have the possibility to gain the strength to clean it away from myself, for each one of us. And we need that. Why? Because the greatness that we carry inside of us cannot be revealed at its next level if we keep those bondages, if we are kept in this trap. So we are not meant just to keep on this way. We are meant to fight our biggest enemy and the only enemy that we have, which is my limitations. There is only one solution. There is a plot in whatever we believe in. It's things that we believe in. It's things that we put ourselves to believe in. And it's time for us to let it go, this chapter, because this life has much more than what we are experiencing. And in the moment that we will be able to do that letting go, again, not just by having this consciousness and knowing it, but this week, the energy, the universal energy, the frequency of this week, together with the channel of the letters of the Zohar of this week, will help us to purify ourselves from that, to immerse in mercy, in water, in purification, in that energy of light. That calls, by the way, mikveh, which are the same letters like kuma, which exist in this text, in this little paragraph that is random in this chapter. And we will be capable to purify ourselves from all those layers of lies that we are telling ourselves, first of all, which are our biggest enemy. They are those thoughts. Keep us small, keeps us upset, keeps us down, keeps us sad, keeps us like bitter and hatred inside of us. That's the only reason. And when we are enough souls around the world managing to peel up those layers of heaviness, of lies, of illusion from ourselves, we discover the beauty, we discover the love, we discover the common things we have, we discover the connections that we have between us. And this is how we can arrive, each one of us, to our personal redemption. And of course, eventually, when we take out enough layers of illusions, it's not only what people are telling us, it's what we are telling ourselves. And to be occupied with exterior lies is we are kind of not seeing our own lies. So we want to see our lies, to put them on the table, and this week to wash them away with what we call mikveh, to immerse ourselves in water, in mercy, in light of love, and by this to transform our consciousness, but also our body, all the physical, means that all my senses are helping me towards unity, towards light, towards more intensity, because more light means more intensity. But when my layers are down, I'm capable to handle more intensity. It's even much more fun to go through this intensity because it's all light. This intensity of light is disturbing us when we have many layers on us, lots of lies, and we are trying to pull down and to stay like yesterday. But the moment we release them, we open ourselves to beautiful intensity. So I want to read to you the paragraph from the Zohar of this portion to give you the strength. And of course, you can do it every day, scanning the letters of the Zohar, to get the strength to clear away the illusions, the lies, the fears, the doubts from our system, from our consciousness, and to free our consciousness, our mind, our essence to live the dimension that we meant to live. And not only this, to take with us also all our senses, the body, and all the logic and everything to serve us to grow with our consciousness and not the contrary. I'm reading verse 130 in portion Beha'alotcha. ועלדה כד ארונה הבנתי למשה אמר קומה אדוני לה תשבוק לון ההדר אנפח לגבן כדן נון התהדר לגביהו כגוונה דע כמן דימי הדר אנפי למן דרכים וחד אבה שרי ארונה למשרי כדין ההדר נון אנפוי מישראל והתהדר לגבי ארונה ובחולה התהדר. I'm wishing you a great week.